Hello, happy Thursday, and welcome back to the Sage Sorority. How are we doing, guys? It's your host, Shantel. Welcome back. I am potting from Toronto, so hello from EST. As I mentioned last week, I'm in Toronto for Thanksgiving, Canadian Thanksgiving, because I feel like I have to specify that because people get confused, is second week of October on the Monday, which usually falls on Columbus Day for Americans. So just in case people are a bit confused, not to be confused with American Thanksgiving, which is third week of November. We already know I think Canadian Thanksgiving is superior, frankly, because it breaks up the fall. It gives us a gorgeous fall holiday, and it gives us enough space between Thanksgiving and Christmas to really enjoy each holiday for what it is. And the weather is superior. I mean, October is still gorgeous and sunny and not doom gloom like end of November. You know what I mean? Most people agree with me on this, and if you don't, well, I'm sorry, you're wrong. So yeah, that's that on that. I got in yesterday, and it was a very long travel day. I was a very good girl, and for the first time, I pushed myself to do like a really early morning workout before an early flight. I don't normally do that, but again, I talk to you guys all the time about fucking up the timeline, doing micro shifts and micro changes to get different and new outcomes and to reprogram ourselves. And like I always say, I'm never just here giving advice to you guys. I'm also living it myself. So that was my little experimentation. It was good. I'm proud of myself because instead of sleeping in and rushing and being late, like how I normally can be when I'm frantic before a 12 p.m. flight or an 11 a.m. flight, I was actually perfect. There was more traffic than I anticipated for. I was totally fine, no issues. It was just easy breezy from start to finish. I had time to get ready the way I wanted. It was great. Yeah. So I think my workout was really good for the rest of my day. Okay. So like I said, I'm in Toronto and the weather is beautiful. The weather is beautiful in London too, but the weather is gorgeous in Toronto. I know last weekend was borderline summer, which is a little concerning. The weather should not be that nice in Toronto, but hey, it is what it is. And this time of year, I didn't always come home for Thanksgiving. I think my first year coming home was last year. I don't normally do that, or the year before. I wasn't normally coming for Thanksgiving, but it is such a nice time to come because the weather is beautiful. I love the fall foliage, and it's something that you just don't get enough of in London versus here. We are so spoiled for it. So being here always gets me in a thinking mode, a contemplative mode. The air is cold enough, where it's crisp and it's beautiful, but it's not freezing. People are officially back from their summer holidays. Everyone is in the swing of things. Dinners are happening. It's cozy season. Life is just picking up and it's beautiful. And I think every city has that shift after summer. There's definitely an energy shift. And London does it amazingly as well. We are still dining outdoors. We are holding on to that. But there's a little bit more people inside depending on the day. It's definitely art gallery season. I mean, I'm not in the art world at all, but wow. I don't know if this is a thing or it just feels like a thing, but I feel like art gallery season is truly the fall. It's insane. Everyone is wearing chicer clothes again. It's just a collective feeling of we are back. We are so back. So if you caught up with me last week, I hope you did. You know, this is a loyal place. We talked about the Great Autumn Reset, right? And that episode was about slowing down after the overstimulation of summer and not letting fall be this weird comma in between summer and the new year, right? About making it count, making it the most that you can do. Clearing out the noise, getting back to yourself. And this episode is basically what comes next. Once you've recentered, how do you re-enter? What are we doing? Okay, this is all about doing this episode. Autumn is not just a cozy season. I truly believe it's a great social season. Everyone is awake again. Everyone is in town, but it does flow differently than summer. It's less, I would say, let's be everywhere and more about intentionality. Who do I want to be around? Am I inside? Am I outside? Am I having quality conversations? And that shift is what we're going to talk about today. So first, we're going to start off by why the social season matters and why it also feels different. So there's actually legitimate science behind this, which we love. As the days get shorter, our brains naturally start craving warmth, light, connection, all of that stuff. It's truly evolutionary. We are wired to seek community. I would say we're wired in general, but especially when resources feel scarce, right? But beyond the biology, there's something deeper that is happening. After months of chasing a lot of novelty and new experiences. You start to crave like familiarity, warmth, kindness. There's like a nourishingness about harvest season, aka cozy girl season, aka autumn season. And we want to be around people who know us, who vibe with us, or at least make new introductions in a way that feels very safe and comfortable. And I think that's why the social energy of autumn just feels so different from summer, but both valuable in their own ways. Like summer is truly about expansion, being out and about 24/7, meeting new people, trying new things, saying yes to a lot of things. And I think autumn is a little bit more about refinement and consolidation. It's like when you look around, it's like, okay, of all the people I've hung out with this year, where do I want to dig a little bit deeper? Who do I want to kind of be in that inner frame? And how do we want to experience each other? This whole month that I'm talking to you guys about harnessing autumn energy is, like I said earlier, about not making it this weird little comma after the craziness and excitement of summer. Every episode is about reestablishing a little bit of rhythm after summer chaos. And that's what we're going to be talking about all month long, whether you had a slow and sexy one or a really fast-paced, exciting one, and then like Christmas and the busyness of that, and then saving everything for Jan 1. I really want us to use this time effectively for many different areas in our life because I think this time is so underrated. The reset episode helped you really turn inward, and this one is about kind of being outward, but consciously, if that makes sense, with intention, and not just reacting, but responding to things like I always say. So the question isn't necessarily how do I do more? Never about that. It's how can I reconnect in a way that actually fills me up instead of draining me? For a lot of people, what happens every September without fail is everything resurfaces at once. Like dinners, birthdays, gallery openings, work projects are kicking off, and suddenly your calendar feels and looks like Tetris. It's insane. You were like enjoying an easy breezy September or a slow and sexy summer, and then all of a sudden fall hit and you are completely overwhelmed. Now, some people love it. If they've had more of a cozy September or a slow and sexy summer, they are ready to be back in the throes of things. Some people, i.e. me, but if you don't, that is okay, because there is truly a difference between just motion and momentum. Like you can be constantly out, like Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, whatever, and still feel completely disconnected. And I know because I've been there. Like you're just out for the sake of being out. Like you're just performing life instead of actually like living it and savoring it. And it's just not a good thing. It wears you thin. It's a waste of money. And you look back and you're like, what was all that for? What the hell was I doing? Having momentum, which I always stress to you guys, is different. This is the crown jewel of your life. Momentum is when you're moving towards something. And it doesn't have to be this big, massive goal. Even when it's your social life, it can just reflect your values and where you're at right now, not just like your FOMO, which I feel like summer is very heavy FOMO season. So here's what I want you to think about. Before you say yes to anything this season, any events, any networking things, any panels, any whatever, ask yourself, like, what kind of social energy do I actually want this season? What kind of social energy do I want this month? What kind of social energy do I want this week? What do I actually need right now? Be honest with yourself. Be vulnerable. Do you want intimate, small dinners, 3 people, 2 people, one-on-one, close friends where you can talk about maybe real things or things that are a little bit below the surface? Do you want expansive, bigger gatherings, different verticals than you normally see yourself in, new faces, intellectual stimulation? Do you want playful, spontaneous, low stakes, fun? Do you want cultural, theaters, art galleries, whatever? Be honest with yourself. What are you open to this month? Or do you just want grounded? Kick back, my house, your house, familiar faces, comfortable silences, 2 people in the room together on their phones, people you've known for years. Like what are you feeling, right? Once you get honest with yourself and you can name it, then you can kind of curate that experience for yourself without necessarily having to plan everything. Because once you know what you want, it's so much easier to turn down the things that you don't want. You say yes to the right things and no to the wrong things. And that's where the shift begins. Okay, so if you're like, girl, I want it all. Like, I like all of those things and they all sound great. It's like, okay, cool. Got you. Because they all sound great to me too. I think having a little bit of a framework keeps you rooted in like what you actually want. And it's very easy. It's ritual, stretch, revival. Okay? Ritual, stretch, and revival. So your ritual is something that roots you. It keeps you grounded, a weekly anchor that gives your social life structure without suffocating it. It makes you feel good, but it doesn't drive you crazy. Does that make sense? It can be Sunday Pilates with your best friend. Doesn't matter where you guys go as long as you're doing it together, right? It can be a Sunday phone call with your best friend. They're abroad, they're down the street, whatever. You block out an hour, you talk. Sometimes it's deep, sometimes it's not. Sometimes you're just talking shit, whatever. But it's consistent and it roots you, it grounds you. Or it could be something a little bit larger than that. It could be a standing dinner with the same group every month. It could be Saturday morning walks with a friend. It could be book club. Book club, fall, autumn season, and book clubs go hand in hand. My God. It doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be Instagram worthy. It doesn't have to be a big production. It doesn't have to be 10 people. It can literally be you and your homegirl every month in your living room. Next month, you're in her living room. Rinse and repeat. Okay? It just needs to be honest, true, and genuine. Then we have your stretch, okay? This is something that pulls you slightly out of your comfort zone. You guys know I love to push you outside of your comfort zone, and it's because I like to push myself out of my comfort zone sometimes. Because rituals give you stability, but the stretches that, big stretches keep life interesting. Maybe that is going to lectures, going to art galleries, saying yes when a colleague invites you to something very random, taking a workshop, doing something you're not good at, things like this, showing up to a networking event, even though you're not looking for a new job. These are what I'm talking about, little stretches. The goal isn't to become someone that you're not. It's never that. It's just to remind yourself that no matter what, you are alive, you are breathing. Therefore, you're still curious, you're still growing, you're still capable of being surprised by the world, regardless of your age. Keeping yourself surprised and delighted as we get older is so important for our mental health and our overall happiness in life. Like, that could be a whole episode in itself. And then finally, your revival. So this is someone or something that you want to bring back into your life. So who have you been meaning to text for a few months? Who is the friend that you guys just keep canceling, rescheduling, and you still are interested? I think that's really key. So it can't be because of conflict, but it's just because life has gotten busy, or a hobby that maybe you thought you would have picked up on. I talked about this a little bit last episode, something that you thought you would have done at the beginning of the year and it's now October and it's kind of just gotten lost in the shuffle. Have you been doing your morning pages? All my artist way girlies, that was a big thing on TikTok a couple months ago. Now, not so much. Are we still continuing with our morning pages? Have you began to journal, but then it kind of tapered off? Anything, whatever that revival is, bring it back. We want to finish the year with her. She wants to be in the fray. Bring her back. Pick one and just do it. That's it. Send the text, sign up for the class, write the journal, dust off your French textbooks, whatever. When you structure your season this way, a ritual for stability, a stretch for growth, and a revival for reconnection, your social life is going to fucking bloom, okay? It stops feeling like a chore and it feels like something you get to do. This is not something you're just doing for the sake of doing. This is your actual life. Does that make sense? Culturally, this is happening all over. Like I said, there's a lot that happens in October. Toronto also has this thing called Culture Days, which I didn't even realize was a thing. And it runs from late September all the way through October, where studios just open their doors. There are workshops, talks, performances. And it's a gentler way to feel a part of something without the commitment of a full night out. Especially if you're not really an art girly, but you're okay, let's try something different. Culture days are great for that. You can drop in for an hour, experience something new, and just leave whenever you want. Obviously, London has Freeze Week, which is, I believe, on the 15th. And Freeze is massive in London, right? Regent's Park, we know every gallery opening is packed. There's a lot going on in the art world in London right now. The RA has a fantastic Black artist exhibition. Tate Modern has, I think, Nigerian modernism that just launched the other day. And Danielle McKinney, if you follow her on Instagram, I believe she is a Jamaican-American artist, and she is showing at the Max Gessler Gallery. Hold on, I'm literally going to Google it right now. It is Max Hetzler. Sorry, my bad. She's showing there through early November. So I haven't gone yet, but I absolutely need to. It's literally on my bucket list to own a Danielle McKinney. She is that good. So yeah, there's just like a lot going on, and it really ties in with harvest season. And this is not just like a whimsical, like, oh, let's make fall fun. It's literally cosmic. And the parallels are across different cultures. Like in Japan and Korea, autumn is when people gather under the moon for reflection and food. It's communal, but it leaves space for introspection. Like that's a real thing. Harvest season and gathering is intertwined. And I do feel like there's a little bit of that that's lost in London. So let's take it upon ourselves to harness it for one another. I feel like because I'm North American and because we celebrate Thanksgiving, it's really like in our blood, it's in our culture to have like, okay, everyone's kind of getting more inside now. The weather has dipped a little bit and like we're going to be communal. I'm sharing this with you guys because wherever you are, whatever culture you're a part of and wherever you live, I want us to harness the same energy because I think it's truly beautiful. And that's honestly the balance that we're aiming for. Connection should not swallow you whole, but it should enlighten you and enlift you. Social engagement protects your inner world. It doesn't separate you from it. So look at your city, see what's happening in this season that aligns with the energy that you actually want and you want to put out there. Not what you think you should do, but what you genuinely want to do and what sounds good. This is something I really want to do for myself. I don't know if I've mentioned on the pod, but 2 years ago, I saw a TikTok of a man who was going to his friend's house, and he was like how his friend basically does like these coffee drop-ins for like 2 or 3 hours on like a Saturday or Sunday. And you just like come in, have coffee, and like stay for the whole thing, or you don't. It's such a low lift way. Like instead of having like a full-on dinner party, you just like invite people to your house for coffee. And I was like, that is so smart. I'm sure I've mentioned it on the pod before, but I'm really coming to terms that I should do it, especially while we still have a bit of sun in London. I really want to do it. Again, low lift, invite a few people. I also think that when we talk about community and the cost of community having inconvenience, this is part of that. Like it's not always going to be super easy or let's book a reservation, sit down for dinner. Like sometimes it is just like opening your door to someone, having a bottle of wine or a tea and a coffee and like a few pastries, and that's it. And you just sit, chill. And it doesn't have to be all day or half a day. It can be, hey, like I know that you drop off your daughter in my neighborhood for piano. Like, why don't you drop her off for her lesson and then you can kill time at my house? Like sometimes it is just that. And like your house doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to have new sheets. You don't have to have like all of these things. Like it's okay for people to just like come and kick it with you. You know, I think that we kind of need to get over ourselves in that respect. People talk a lot like, oh, I don't have my own place or this and this and that. And it's like, so, and if your friends care about that, then they're not real friends and you should never invite them anywhere, to be honest. Even if you have flatmates, who cares? We have our spaces. We're paying for rent. We're paying a mortgage, whatever it is, invite people to your house. And then this is for my mom. So I know that this part of the year can feel really intense because summer is intense because like kids are not in school. But then when they are in school, there's a different type of intensity because like it's drop-offs, it's pickups, it's homework, it's bath time, it's dinner, it's extracurriculars. It's like a different type of chaos. Then also you probably have work deadlines. Weekends are really jam-packed as well. Birthday parties. There's a lot going on, right? It's fall, it's harvest season. Get those pumpkin patch pictures. Don't go there by yourself. Like if you're like, damn, this stuff is so boring, but the kids love it, so I have to do it. Drag your other mom friends with it so you don't have to do it by yourself. And you're killing two birds with one stone. Like, do you want to come with? Who's going to turn down? Who's not going to do that? But on the flip side, I do want you to carve out something that's just yours. Even if you have to wake up a little early from your kids, maybe it's a Pilates class that you do on YouTube in the living room without little ones crawling over you and asking you what you're doing. Maybe you get some time away and you can do your own thing. Maybe it's a solo breakfast once a week inside the house before everyone wakes up or outside the house. Maybe it's a monthly dinner with friends where you're not someone's mom and no one's trying to eat off your plate. You're just yourself. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be small. It just has to be significant. Autumn is actually that one season that allows for quiet joy if you truly let it. The pressure is off. You don't have to plan like some beach vacation or organize the villa or whatever. You can just be in the season with your people without constantly performing productivity or excessive socialization. That's the key words here. I want you guys to do this week. This is your permission slip should you have fucking needed it. Okay, this is kind of like random, but I really believe that like autumn season is like cozy girl season, aka red wine season. As soon as the temperature drops, like any of my friends will attest to this, as soon as there's a little chill in the air, I'm like, oop, it's red wine season. Yeah, put away the whites, a glass of red wine, sitting outside with a blanket on my lap and heaters. Oh my gosh. When I tell you guys, slay. Like, slay. I live for that moment. You're eating good food. You have the heaters on above you. You've dressed appropriately because remember, there's no such thing as bad weather, only bad gear. You have a blanket on your lap because the restaurant is equipped and you have a glass of red wine. Absolutely stunning. I don't really believe in gatekeeping, at least not on the pod. Like maybe on Instagram or TikTok, I would gatekeep, but on the pod, never, because you guys are my true day ones. I want you guys to have a glass of Barolo or Brunello di Montalcino, okay? I say Barolo or Brunello because Brunello di Montalcino is just a little bit long. They're both Italian reds. They are stunning, but very different moods, okay? Barolo is structured, so it's earthy. It's definitely more serious, higher tannins. So if you love like a California cab, you'll love a Barolo. Like if you like big, tasty, like I'm not here to mess about, this is red wine for real red wine lovers, you will love a Barolo. It's such a vibe. It's such a mood. Brunello is softer, rounder, and far more approachable. If you're like, yeah, I like reds, but I'm not like the most into it, try a glass of Brunello. It's far more relaxed. It's kind of like the difference between a formal dinner party and like a pub lunch with your friends, if that makes sense. Brunello is also like not casual. Like if you go to a regular pub, they're probably not going to have a glass of Brunello to offer you. If they're worth their salt, they would probably have bottles of Brunello. You know what I mean? Like it's casual, but it's not like child's play, if that makes sense. Listen, they're both powerful. Pick whatever matches the evening, but that is like my little social wine tip for you. I love red wine. It's delicious. And I think having seasonal updates makes the season changes more interesting. You know what I mean? Like, okay, now we're moving from white wine and rosé to juicy reds because now we're in fall. We're switching up our nail polish. Maybe in the summer, we were doing bright pinks, bright blues, and whites. Now we're moving to like berry reds, a little bit of taupe, maybe even an OPI Lincoln Park After Dark. If you know, you know. I love this. I feel like it makes things more interesting. A signature scent. We're putting away the summer scents in our dark drawer. We're taking out the bigger ones, the bolder ones, the fall winter ones. We're taking out the ouds. We're taking out the tobaccos. We're taking out the heavy sandalwoods. Pick whatever matches the vibe. Your wardrobe should be already switched out by now. Doesn't matter how sunny it is where you are. The wardrobe needs to be switched out. Swap out whatever you need. These are not trends. They're textures to the story, and it makes things so much more fun. They match the world outside your window. Autumn is the only season where the temperature is still manageable, the sun shows up on most days, and everywhere is beautiful. I'm sorry, I know that someone could argue that that's the same for spring, but I disagree because depending on where you are, spring can just be very gross. Some people get a beautiful spring, but I really do think like autumn is that girl. Okay, so that's the social season, guys. The version of autumn that's about reconnecting, not performing, and I want to leave you with this. The goal is not to just fill your calendar. It's to fill your life with the right kind of moments, the people who make you laugh until your face hurts, the conversations that tickle your brain in the juiciest way, projects that remind you why you loved your work in the first place, small little rituals that make the year feel juicy and optimistic even though we're in Q4. Do you feel me? You do not need a packed diary to have a full life, okay? Never that. You just need awareness and really good curation. Awareness of where you are, who you want beside you, and what actually matters when we kind of pare back and strip away the noise. And this season gives us that by default. And that's what I'm carrying into this season. Definitely less noise, more nuance, more things for myself. I want to book a lecture. I've already booked a solo theater experience, just deeper presence in whatever I'm doing to carry me through eventually what is to come, which is shorter days, longer nights. But again, quality over quantity every single flippin' time. So that's this week's episode. So there's actually 5 Thursdays in October, and I'm bringing you basically a curated autumn reset series all month long. So stay tuned. We have so much more to talk about to get you right and to carry you right through the new year. So I hope you guys like this episode. You guys know where to find me to let me know if you loved it or hated it. at Shantel Russo on all platforms and at the Sage Sorority on all platforms. I forgot to mention to you guys, if you were waiting on bated breath, I did not get Ariana Grande tickets. I know I was fuming. I don't feel bad because I know a lot of people didn't get them. Have no fear, my friends. Have no fear, because trust and believe. When that little ponytail princess comes to London next year for 2 weeks, okay, 10 flippin' shows, I will be in attendance, okay? Come hell or high water. I am saying that this is a public declaration. I want everyone to know. I will be there. I will see her ponytail swinging IRL. I will be there. So keep me in your prayers, okay? I will be there with a smile on my face, and I will be there, and I want to hear the juiciest Sweetener set I've ever heard in my life. Justice for Sweetener. For those of you that don't know, she's released quite a bit of music since her last tour. She released Sweetener in 2018, and then she released Thank You Next in 2019, and then she released Positions in 2020, and then she released Eternal Sunshine in 2024. This girl has not gone on tour. Oh, and we're not even talking about Wicked. This girl has not gone on tour since like before Sweetener. So you're talking about 4, if we include Wicked, 5 albums that we have not seen Miss Ponytail on road. When I tell you guys, I'm so excited. I love Sweetener so much, and I love Positions, okay? I love Positions. That got me through lockdown. So needless to say, I'm really excited. And the 1 or 2 Ariana Grande fans that listen to the pod, I know they are giggling and buzzing too, because I also know that they are excited. We as a collective are very excited. So no, I didn't get tickets. I will keep you guys posted, because trust and believe, I am going, and I'm so excited. I really do. And I know I'm really driving this point home. And if you don't care about Ariana Grande, you're probably like, girl, get a grip. But I stand. She's one of my forever faves. I also didn't get tickets for Olivia Dean. Clearly, this is like the concert portion of like the pod. I didn't get tickets for Olivia Dean, but trust and believe, I will also be there. Not worried about that. That's next year as well. She sold out 4 shows in the O2. Well done, babe. I saw a TikTok today from Scotty Beam, who's like a very well-known African-American personality. And she was talking about Olivia Dean. She was talking about, I think, Georgia Smith. She was talking about like a few UK girls. And she was like, the In It girls have it right now. And it's something that my sister told me like a while ago too. She was like, all the new music I like is coming out of the UK. And it's like, yeah. The girls are working, okay? The girls are working. They are putting in that work. They are in the studio. They are not chasing paparazzi. They are not on the blogs. They are not on the podcast. They are working. And the proof is in the pudding. We love the music. Olivia Dean absolutely smashed this album. I love it. Everyone's giving credence to the hits, but Something in Between is not getting enough love. I love that song. I love her lyrics. And yeah, I've been listening to some of her old stuff lately, like Chef's Kiss. I will also be in attendance. This was the longest outro I think I've ever done on this podcast. I love you guys so much. I will talk to you next week, same time, same place. Have a beautiful day and have a beautiful week. Bye.